When you're winning, everything is happy-go-lucky and everything is funny and the sun's always shining and the weather's always beautiful and everything is cool. You start losing, it starts testing you a little bit more. And we've had a little bit of our fair share of losing in South Florida recently. It's not all puppy dogs and sunshine. So some people whose acts we used to just be endearing and love kind of going, one act that, when we're winning, when we're losing, you know who that act is? Seems like every time we hear from him, we go, I'm talking about Mike McDaniel.
I think it validates a lot of the things that were frustrating guys and forcing them to find solutions. I think it helps you appreciate the why of what you do because you get to that. There's nothing like that feeling after a game of mission accomplished for an entire team. So I think it validates a lot of things that have been felt and said. A lot of motivation that guys have had to steer the ship the right way, and I think you get to see people's true character in times of adversity, and I think that's why I was proud of the effort, and I've been proud of the week by week commitment to getting better as a football team, even when the results weren't necessarily showing up in the win column. So I think the formula to get to that point, to be able to have a collective team game the way we had, that's been built up through a bunch of adversity, and I think the locker room understands that it's gonna. We found the formula, which is a fixation on our own game and constant strain and commitment, and we have to continue to do that to get results like we did last night.
Long story short, Mike McDaniel is saying that the win against the Rams validates the team's thought that they are a good team. Now, last year when Mike McDaniel had the offense rolling, greatest show on surf, and everything seemed to be good, we were a playoff team. We were contending for the second overall seed in the AFC. That was quirky. It was funny. It was genius. Now, what are you talking about? The other night, post game, he said he didn't see the Jordan Poyer unsportsmanlike conduct penalty live, as opposed to, I don't know what he was watching. Was asked why he didn't call a timeout against Buffalo to ice the kicker. He said, well, I was thinking about the next play, so I kind of got lost track of time. Things start being less and less cute when you're not winning all the time. Is Mike McDaniel's act, Vlad, getting maybe, I'm not going to say old here in South Florida, but people are starting to tire on it a little bit.
Tire.
Really tire. And you hear on all the shows, people are like, oh my God, here we go again.
It's tiring. They're getting a little because right now, you know how we always say this, Cousin, how they love you in the beginning until you start showing consistency or a constant, a constant habit. You've shown a consistency of being able to, put up points and win games, but you've also shown a constant habit of not beating good teams.
Mm-hmm.
So when us, the viewing public, the sports fans, who are always begging for more information, whether on the sports, whether on social media or on television, when we hear these pundits, so-called pundits, speak about the teams or the players that you love, and they start saying those things, then that stays in your head. So if you listen in the first take, you're listening to Colin Coward or Get Up, or as people like to say, Jet Up, or Dan Patrick, whatever those shows are, and they're talking about how the Dolphins are not able to beat teams above 500. And that's going to be, then that's what the writers, and the writers are saying that. Then that's going to be the narrative about you. Like we spoke earlier this week, the narrative of Elliott. What's his name? Deshaun Elliott? That was his name? I think it was the name of Deshaun Elliott, the former cornerback for the Dolphins that went to Pittsburgh and said that he don't think the Dolphins will ever win because they're soft. They're not disciplined enough. Miami has too much distractions. That's messed up. That's a nasty narrative to have. That's a nasty, you don't want that label on you. That's a stain on your jacket. You don't want that. But they're gonna have to do something about it in order for people to not continue with that same narrative.
Mm-hmm.
And they haven't been able to do that. So when Mike McDaniel giving you all right, 1 year, okay, you're the new wonder kid. Second season, 11 games, right?
Yep.
Woo! You're unbelievable. All right, cool. But now when you're third year, we know you can coach. We know you can get players and coach. They can execute your system. We know that. But now you want to see the next step. You want to see wins in the playoff, wins against other teams, wins on the road in cold weather. Like, you want all the negative, or asterisks that they have about you, you want them wiped out so that when people talk about the Miami Dolphins, they're talking about the Miami Dolphins as a contender, a team that can go all the way to the Super Bowl and win, contend for a Super Bowl, win Super Bowl. And I don't think anybody sees that. So, yeah, they're getting tired of the Mike McDaniel answers because it was cool. Remember the Mikey fit? Oh, it's all cool in the beginning when you're winning. But then
it's new.
And it's new. It's new and winning, just like a new relationship.
Yeah, everything's great.
But what happens when I'm in a relationship? Oh, we're not getting engaged. There's no serious commitment. We're not winning in the playoffs.
You lie to yourself every time, whether it's a relationship or a new coach or a new quarterback or whatnot. You do this at the beginning.
Hope.
This is so great.
It's hope.
It's not going to be like the other ones. This one's actually going to always be good.
What's the 4-letter word that has O and E in the O in the middle and E at the end? That's the worst thing ever. Hope.
So Mike McDaniel, win some games, win a playoff game. We'll put up with your ranting and raving.
Sports hope is the worst disease ever because we all have it every season right before the season begins. So Dolphins fans, they had a lot of hope.
Still got hope.
And they still have hope. But do they believe that guy could lead them? I think people are questioning that seriously now.
So we'll say Mike McDaniel's act is getting a little tired. It's not completely tired.
I don't know. It's a little. I put it this way: I don't think he's getting fired after the season.
No.
But next year, if things are not improved, especially if this year ends up not being the way that people envision, the act's gonna get really, really old.
Even with the Dolphins, one Tyreek Hill. Now Tyreek Hill, you take the whole package. He is the cheetah. He is one of the greatest receivers of all time. He has had kind of a down year. He's got the off the field stuff, not just the arrest or the detainment at the beginning of the season before the first game. He's been kind of weird. He and his old lady have their issues. That's their personal life, but it's kind of seeped out. Like house catches on fire. He lies about a lot of stuff, talking about I want to be a porn star and I don't want to play football anymore. And I got 15 kids. That might not be a lie. Nonetheless, he's got a lot of stuff going on. Tyreek Hill recently said, I got a wrist problem, but I'm going to play through it. I'll have surgery at the end of the year, or I might have to cut my wrist off. He's crazy and wild like that. I don't feel as though his act's tired though, Vlad. I still like Tyreek Hill.
Tired, man.
You're tired of Tyreek? You think Tyreek Hill's act is tired?
Before the year starts, bro.
I like it. Cut your wrist off.
What 2 plays did I tell you that their act might start getting old?
We're going to talk about the other one. The other one's old.
Who was the first one?
Tyreek Hill.
Okay. And what's going on right now?
I'm not tired of it.
You're not tired of it, but people started getting tired of it. Jacksonville.
You bring up a good point, Vlad. Him trolling the other day when someone on X put I used to love watching you catch deep bombs. He's like, now I'm just a blocker. That was a little angry and upsetting.
I'm just saying the act started to get old after the arrest. You know what I'm saying? And it's all about performance and production. Once performance and production go down, people will not
put up with all that nonsense.
No, they won't. They're not going to be able to put up with you. They want you out. They're going to want you out. Same thing with Jimmy. Jimmy, that's great. NBA Finals, talking trash to the Celtics and Knicks. Beautiful thing. But now you're not playing games. You're not you haven't won the championship. And people are not talking about you the same.
So I'm not tired of Tyreek. Jimmy Butler, on the other hand, I'm out and about all the time.
So you're not tired of Tyreek?
I'm not tired of Tyreek. I still think he's working hard. I still think he tries to give his team the best chance to win. I still think he's got a lot of talent. I can put up with him right now. I can. I don't think he's as tired of an act. Jimmy, on the other hand, Vlad, you and I are always out, whether it's Duffy's implantation, Funky Buddha, whatnot. A lot of Heat fans are tired of Jimmy Butler because when he twisted his ankle or turned his ankle in that Minnesota Timberwolves game, was there any doubt that he was not going to come back? Did you say, oh, no, they'll get him back in the game? Did you ever doubt that he wasn't going to miss a few games? And you know what else is hurting his image right now? That Tyler Hero is balling. You know what a lot of people are starting to say? If you can get a good trade for Jimmy, trade him. He's getting old. His act is getting old. He's not playing in games. We've got Tyler Hero now that seems to maybe have turned a corner. We still have a good enough team. We can get something for Jimmy, and he's at the end of his career. He's at the end of his contract. Jimmy's act, okay, let me just put it this way. He needs to get his act together. And I know when you're injured and all this stuff, it just doesn't look good. And I think Heat fans are getting tired of Jimmy. I think out of Mike McDaniel, Tyreek Hill, and Jimmy Butler, South Florida fans are really tired of Jimmy's act right now.
I think both of them, both fan bases are starting to get tired of their act. And like you said, the more they win, I think it's worse in the NBA than it is in football.
Yes.
Because the more that the team is winning and they show a cohesion and a chemistry, then the more it's going to be like, okay, who's the cancer? And once you start seeing if the best players happens to be the cancer, not saying that Jimmy's a cancer, but if the best player is not identifying with the team, and you don't see that because they all love Jimmy. Nico's favorite player is Jimmy. All the young guys, they fall under Jimmy. But there's a lot of things that comes with Jimmy, and plus Jimmy wants a contract. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. Do you want this same type of behavior for the next 2 to 3 seasons?
Pat Riley told him too. I mean, like Pat Riley did not mince his words. He said he needs to shut up and he needs to play more.
So,
has Jimmy shut up? Yes.
Yeah,
playing more?
What's this? This is gonna be game number 3. He's going to miss tomorrow.
Yes.
So hopefully he's back by Monday when they take on Philadelphia.
Hopefully that would seem like a Jimmy spot to fall back in against Philadelphia. Tobias Harris over me.
Well, he's no longer.
I know. I'm just saying, the history there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but it's gonna be that's gonna be the funny game. That's gonna be like that's gonna be like the Tales of the Crypt game, man. There's gonna be a lot of injured players out there, bro. You got Embiid, you got Paul George, Tyrese Maxey might be coming back from his hamstring injury, and then Jimmy might be able to come back. Kevin Love just came back. Yeah. All right, we'll see.
Jimmy Butler, get your act together.
Jimmy and Tyreek, I do believe that their act is starting to get a little tiring. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like your favorite TV show. You start seeing that, it's probably got one more season left. Then it's time to pull the plug. That may happen with Tyreek and Jimmy. But you know what, though? Thinking about the Tyreek situation, maybe not so with Tyreek because Jalen Waddle's not putting up the numbers as well. Remember, if Jalen Waddle was always considered a number 1 receiver or like a 1A in his first 2 years. But this season, I don't know what's happened to him. I don't think it can solely be on the fact that Tua missed 4 games or everything like that. He was dropping passes before, but Waddle has not seemed to be the same player that he was before he signed his extension.
And Mike McDaniel, get it together.